Hello, hello, hello. My name is Deborah Razzo here, and I'm the founder of the Women's Real Estate Network. And I'm here with Mariska Pilch. Mariska is going to be our speaker for our April 17th event. And she's going to speak to us about note investing. Welcome, welcome, Mariska, for one thing.
Thank you so much, Deborah. I'm really excited to be here.
And I've known you for several years.
Yeah.
And I know there's been a few concentrations that you've focused on,
Yeah.
and notes has really been, the predominant one.
Exactly.
And first of all, how did you get into this space? And then let's just talk a little bit about what is a note, because there might be people out there that just don't even know what a note is.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. So we got started. So my husband and I invest together, but we got started with notes. Back in 2009, I think it was. And I think the thing that appealed to me about it, is that I'm not really a get in there with my hammer and overalls and fix a house, right? And so the idea of being the bank, and I didn't even know that that was possible, but the idea of being the bank and then just doing some work up front with my pencil, not with a hammer, and then having this monthly passive income, sometimes for years and years and years, it seemed like it was just an impossible dream, but I decided to explore it anyway, and I'm sure glad I did.
Well, okay, you said so many things in there. First of all, when you said monthly income for years and years and years, I was like, oh, that sounds wonderful. But let's talk about one thing that you did said, because you said something about being the bank. And I think, if I was raised like typical blue collar parents, like,
Sure, me too.
and I think, you grow up thinking the bank is that institution on the corner. How could I be that? Right.
Exactly.
And I've learned a lot about note investing along the ways, but I'm sure there's people out there that are asking the same question. How can I be a bank? Right.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think that what you don't realize is that what banks are is primarily lending vehicles, right?
They are, but and you don't necessarily, I mean, you certainly can originate a loan, but you can also buy notes. And so buying and selling notes or brokering notes even is a great way to get started, or just to kind of fill in the gaps or whatever, or for notes you may not want to hang on to. So there's all kinds of things that you can do. And I have to say, banks have actually done a really fabulous job of teaching people not to play in their sandbox.
Well, like, let's protect by our income stream.
Yeah, this is my thing. I don't want to share.
Right. Yeah. Somehow I can picture that about being a bank's personality.
Exactly. And here's the thing too, is, I mean, you don't have to have hundreds of thousands of dollars in order to buy and sell notes either. There's also a certain segment where the banks really don't even like to play. And those are usually in the lower balance notes. And so those could be notes that have maybe paid down over the years. And so the banks just want to get them off their books. Or maybe they're areas of the country where housing prices aren't as high as they are, like where you and I live on the West Coast. In the Midwest, housing prices are much less. And sometimes people just don't have access to financing.
Right. So I'm looking forward to hearing you speak next week. For those of you that just logged on, it is going to be next Wednesday, April 17th at 5:30 Pacific Standard Time. And if you're interested in going, you can go to renmonthlymeeting.com and get a ticket. Let's just touch on some of the things that you might be sharing with us at that meeting.
Yeah, well, the thing is there's I really feel like there's something for everybody in the note space. So just like there's thousands of ways to make money in physical real estate, there's also lots and lots of things you can do with the paper side of the business. And so I know people who just reach out to buyers and, do a direct mail campaign of people who seller financed a note, and then they just broker it and make a fee. Easy peasy. I mean, that's very simple. There's people who do very complicated things, but let's just say that you have somebody who perhaps has a rental portfolio and they've had it for a while, but they're kind of getting tired of it, dealing with tenants and toilets, and then taxes are going up and insurance are going up. And so there's a lot of people who are transitioning from having that rental portfolio to having a portfolio of notes where they actually can increase their cash flow and definitely reduce their headaches. So,
and let's talk about some of those headaches. When you actually have a note, We're talking about you're not a landlord anymore,
No,
right?
you're not.
So they're not calling you when their toilet's stopped up.
Do
They're
you
not,
call Bank of America when your toilet backs up? No.
no. That would be funny, actually.
Hey.
My toilet's backed up. Is there anything you can do about that?
Yeah.
And could you reduce those fees, please?
Exactly.
Yeah, right. You don't have those headaches. You're not actually even paying insurance or property taxes, right?
No, those are something an owner handles. And, if you're smart, for a number of reasons, you have a third party professional servicing company collecting the payments and making sure that, those taxes and insurance are paid. And then you just get the monthly payment. It's kind of a beautiful thing.
Okay. So I'm going to just say once again, if anybody is looking for, we're talking like a headache-free passive income, right? Headache-free passive income, you really do need to learn about notes. So join us next week. It's April 17th at 5:30 Pacific Standard Time. Go to renmonthlymeeting.com and get your ticket. Is there anything else that you want to share with us right now?
Well, I guess I would also say, for people who do like to get their hands dirty, there's also the whole side of non-performing notes, and there's a lot of fun things you can do with that. But again, it's mostly pushing a pencil and making some phone calls.
Ooh, doing it from anywhere that you are.
You totally. I mean, Deborah, you can be on a beach in Kauai if you want to.
That's a nice thought. That's a really nice thought. So join us next Wednesday at a beach in Kauai.
There you go.
Seriously, I'm really looking forward to all the information and all the wisdom you have to share. I know you've been doing this a long time, so I'm sure you've probably forgotten more than you'll even be able to teach on Wednesday.
Well, and I tell you what, I stand on the shoulders of giants. I mean, there's some people who've gone before us who, have been so gracious in teaching me. And if I can share, something with your audience, I'm just thrilled to be able to do that.
All right, ladies, you heard it here. Come join us next Wednesday. And thank you so much, Mariska. I look forward to seeing you then.
Look forward to it myself. All right. Thanks so much.